In this video, I'm going to share with you the exact steps you need to take to rebuild your life after narcissistic abuse. Let's do it. Hey friends, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Tamie M. Joyce. I'm the founder of Tamie M Coaching and the creator of the Freedom class and the Ascension class. Please take a second to say hello and introduce yourself in the comments section below. And don't forget to subscribe and hit that notification bell so you never miss a new video. So let's talk about how to rebuild your life after narcissistic abuse. The very first thing you're going to want to do is focus on a serious healing and recovery program. If you've been following me for any length of time, you know full well that as far as I'm concerned, this is foundational to everything else. This is the game-changing ingredient. And there are a lot of ways and a lot of things you can do to heal from the abuse you've endured. One of them is my 8-week transformational coaching program, the Freedom class. The Freedom class is a proven rapid results recovery roadmap designed to give you the foundation you need to not only heal from narcissistic abuse, but move forward in your life without repeating the patterns of addictive, codependent, and destructive relationships in any area of your life. And if that's of interest to you, you can learn more about the Freedom class right here. And here's the thing, sure, healing takes time. But the truth is, there's a whole lot more to it than just the passing of time. If all it took to heal from these issues was the passing of time, we wouldn't be repeating the patterns from early childhood, our childhood trauma, on repeat the way we do. This is what's known in psychological terms as the repetition compulsion. In other words, repeating these old patterns on subconscious autopilot as often as we do for as long as we do. So clearly, there's a whole lot more to the healing process than the passing of time alone. It's what you actively do for yourself within the passing of time that really matters. And committing to a serious healing and recovery program for yourself, whatever that is for you, is key. Next, you'll want to disengage from all of the toxic people in your life. That's right. Now, to the best of your ability. And for sure, sometimes that needs to happen gradually and in stages. I know it can be very difficult, not to mention painful, to amputate everyone all at once. I get it. But truth be told, sometimes that's exactly what's necessary to save yourself, to give yourself the space that you need in order to heal for real, to actually be able to move forward and become the best version of yourself. Able to rebuild your life in a way that has you living as you deserve to be living. Happy, healthy, whole, and healed, productive, and free. Living with a deep sense of peace and rock-solid self-confidence. Embodying a healthy sense of self-love and self-worth. Real self-esteem. On purpose, on path, and on mission. So yes, disengaging from all of the toxic people in your life can be painful. But what's the alternative? Continue to live as a target? Continue to live in denial? Continue to prop up and enable people who've been harming you either overtly or covertly for decades? Continue to put your hand up and volunteer for more of the same? Come on. To expect that you can continue to engage with people who feel entitled to target and scapegoat you? To expect that you can do that and not be seriously negatively affected is not only not realistic, in many cases it's delusional, no matter how strong or spiritual you may be. What you want from people that you surround yourself with is people who actually want the best for you, people who will hold you to a higher standard, call you to higher ground, so to speak. People who actually care about you, your comfort, and your well-being for real. And this goes for friends as well as family and romantic partners, by the way. They're not friends if they're not people who genuinely want what's best for you. You want friends in your life who, when something good happens to you, something that's good for you, they're happy about it. They're not all bitter and resentful inside, saying horrible things behind your back and telling you how they did something that was better while trying to drag you down. That's not helpful, and it's certainly not healthy, no matter who is doing it. And this goes for your in-laws too, by the way. They don't get a special pass on smearing you. diminishing, demeaning, and devaluing you just because they're your in-laws. Please. Furthermore, if something bad happens to you and you go to the people in your life looking for support and you say something like, look, this awful thing just happened to me. First of all, the kind of people you want in your life aren't going to try to top it with something horrible that happened to them because they don't have the patience nor the capacity, emotional intelligence, or maturity to truly listen and hold space for you, to validate you, your feelings, and your experience. And second, they're not secretly gloating about the fact that something awful just happened to you. They're actually genuinely and legitimately concerned for you. They have empathy. And because of that, their first instinct, at the very least, will be to be a source of genuine care, compassion, concern, and where appropriate, support for you. And they certainly aren't running to others gossiping about what you shared in confidence with them, nor are they ever using your disclosures as ammunition against you. So, take a good, long, hard look at the people that you're around and be dirt honest with yourself. And if the truth is they're not consistently on the side of what's good for you, then walk away. Because here's what's true. First of all, believe it or not, that's what's best for them too. If you put up with that kind of nonsense in your life, in any of your relationships, all you're doing is enabling it. You are fully complicit in your own emotional neglect and abuse. True story. You're literally saying, it's okay that you mistreat me in a way that's harmful, in a way that hurts me. When actually, no, it's not okay. It's not even remotely okay. Not ever. Under any circumstances. So if you're serious about rebuilding your life after narcissistic abuse, you should only ever surround yourself with people who genuinely want the best for you. And if the people around you are not supporting you in your endeavors and they put you down, or worse yet, they punish you for your virtues, your strength, your courage, and good qualities, if they demean and diminish your efforts and then fail to ever acknowledge you when you're doing something good, trying something new, or working to be or create something better for yourself, and they can't so much as acknowledge that, let alone be a source of emotional support and encouragement for you, well, there comes a point where you have to acknowledge that you would be much better off finding people who actually are on your side. And as we know all too well, that can even be the case with family members. Although, of course, I fully understand that's a very difficult reality to confront. Naturally, we want the people that we love to love us back. But the truth is, for some of us, they either don't, won't, or can't. And the harsh reality is, we sometimes have the great misfortune of being born into a family filled with people who are operating in a manner that's so counterproductive and so destructive to our emotional, psychological, and spiritual well-being. So much so that it's better and sometimes far more sane and healthy to disengage or cease communicating with them altogether, despite how painful the decision may be. And if that's you, do it. Do your work, grieve your losses, and go create better for yourself. You deserve better. And it's fully up to you to give better to yourself. No one else is going to do it for you. It's on you. Next, if you're serious about rebuilding your life after narcissistic abuse, you are going to have to get clear on the direction you want to take your life. Clarity is king when it comes to rebuilding your life after narcissistic abuse. Why? Because you cannot hit a target that you aren't shooting for. So start there. Get crystal clear about what you want, right down to the details. What would it look like? What would it feel like? Literally, feel into it with all of your senses every day. What kind of experiences do you want to have? What kind of relationships do you want to have? What kind of people do you want in your life? What do you want to learn? What do you want to earn? Who do you want to become? Create the blueprint for yourself. Learn to create the life you want to live by design. And once you're clear in your mind's eye, you may be very surprised at what manifests for you right out of the ether, helping you to move along in the direction of a much better life. But you have to do the work. It starts with you, and it starts with getting clear. And know that it's never too late to create the life you'd really rather be living. It's never too late to improve your circumstances and move your life in a much better direction. Now comment below and tell me whether or not you're finding value in this video. Let me know in the comments section below. Also, if you'd like to learn more about the possibility of working with me in one of my coaching programs, there's a link in the description below where you can apply to see if you qualify for a free one-on-one consultation with either myself or a member of my team. Next, shift your identity. Do the work to shift your identity. Now that you're clear on the direction you want to take your life, ask yourself, am I a match to this new life I want to create for myself? And if not, what do I have to do? And more importantly, who do I have to become? In other words, what do I have to embody? What do I have to develop in myself in order to become a match to the person who lives the life I say I want to live? Do the work to bridge the gap between who you've been and who you want to become. The life you've lived to this point and the life you now choose to create for yourself. And then do the work to close the gap over time while being patient, kind, and loving with yourself. And needless to say, there's going to be some subconscious programming that's likely to get in your way and trip you up. So although I firmly believe in the power of a firm, clear decision, the reality is embodying and becoming this new up-leveled version of yourself is going to take some concerted effort on your part. This doesn't happen by accident. It takes work, commitment to the process of getting clear, reprogramming your subconscious, and moving forward until you fully embody the new you, the real you, the you came to the planet to be. And although there are some very specific things you can do to make this happen for yourself, while overriding any self-sabotage programs and patterns you might be running, it's actually not as difficult or as complicated as it sounds. You just have to be willing to put in the effort and do the work for yourself. And if you want to go deeper into this subject with me, you can watch this video here and this video here. Next, give yourself the gift of understanding the law of attraction. Learn about how the universe you live in works and how you fit into that. You are far more powerful than you currently believe yourself to be. A big part of taking your power back so that you can rebuild your life is understanding that power and learning to harness and use it well, and in a way that serves you, in a way that works in your best interest and highest good. Let's face it, life can be brutal, without question. Understanding the metaphysical principles of the law of attraction can give you an advantage, and it could be said even an unfair advantage. So learn to master the law of attraction and step into the magic of life. This alone can and will change the game for you. And last but not least, heal your relationship with money, especially if financial abuse was part of the abuse you experienced at the hands of narcissistic perpetrators. But even if it wasn't, regardless, the vast majority of us have work to do when it comes to healing our relationship with money and expanding our wealth consciousness. Frankly, because these things are so tied to and interconnected with our self-worth. Now, without question, what I just said there is going to put a lot of people off. In particular, those who are still under the old patriarchal spell and brainwashing that says that there is nobility in poverty. If that's you, and you aren't able to open your mind to another way of thinking beyond the scarcity consciousness that has been so systematically programmed into the masses for millennia, for no other reason than to keep us disempowered and enslaved, again, if that's you, feel free to unsubscribe. I assure you, I am not your girl. Still here? Good. Let's get real. There's nothing noble about being poor, friends. And although money doesn't buy happiness, neither does being broke. That's not the point. Like it or not, we live on a planet that requires us to be well-resourced if we want to live our life to the fullest. Is this fair? Probably not. Would it be better if we lived on a planet where this wasn't the case? Maybe. But that's not the reality of the planet we find ourselves on. So get reconciled with that reality and do what you need to do to empower yourself in this regard. And that's an inside job. It is really, really difficult to be a fully empowered, self-actualized human being on this plane when we're broke. If you aren't at least to some degree well-resourced, you are going to struggle. This is obvious, no? So, if that's the case, and if you're serious about rebuilding your life after narcissistic abuse, then you've got to heal your relationship with money. You have to start living from a new story where your finances and prosperity are concerned. Heal your money story and watch the entire trajectory of your life change for the better as you enjoy more choices, more freedom, more peace, more serenity, and more opportunity. More opportunities to heal and thrive and give and be a force for positive change and good on this planet. Opportunity to not only enjoy a better quality of life, but also opportunities to be of service, to create impact, to leave a mark, and make a difference. Guys, we cannot put a dent in the darkness and evil that is so pervasive on this planet when we're operating from a place of scarcity and poverty. We need more good-hearted, highly empathic humans who are also well-resourced, helping us turn the ship around. It's time now. And with that, I'm going to call it a wrap. But don't stop now. I have close to 200 more videos right here on YouTube for you to watch to help you better understand the detrimental effects of narcissistic abuse and, more importantly, learn what you need to do now to heal from the abuse so you can start living your best life in peace, confidence, freedom, and abundance. And if you want to go deeper with me, go to TamieMCoaching.com and learn about my unique, tried and true process, garnered over decades of experience, and learn how you can become my client.